More than a more than a dot.
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Dre Moore. I got my guy, Lou Mobley,
What's good?
here with me today. And we back, man. Let's jump in. Let's jump right in, bro.
Man, don't forget to shout out.
Oh, yeah. We want to shout out, Morrow, Georgia. All the support has been amazing. We appreciate y'all for tuning in every week. And
And going on this audio adventure with us.
Yeah. Let's ride. Let's jump right in with a little fast five. So, what you feel like inspires you the most, bro?
I guess my kids inspire me now.
True.
That's an easy one.
That's an easy one. What's at the top of your bucket list?
Generational wealth, financial freedom.
That's a good one. It's hard. What you feel like your greatest accomplishment so far in life has been?
Being a father.
All kids stuff.
I mean, because all the other stuff, finishing school, getting jobs, all that stuff is like mad surface. Like it's for self. Like
Right.
anything that's like not for yourself is like amazing feeling. You feel me?
Right. What's your favorite childhood memory?
All my vacations to Disney World, family vacations to Disney World.
True that. And what's your favorite college mascot, team mascot?
Florida Gators, baby.
Gator Bull. Yeah, so it's school time now, and it's back to school.
No, we gotta get a mental health check. How's dad life?
Oh, how's dad life? Dad life with it being back to school is crazy, bro. Man, it's been a lot. Ashton just started kindergarten, so like his transition from preschool to kindergarten has been rough. He don't want to do it at all. He don't want to do no work. I guess it's a big thing from going to like playing and taking naps and stuff like that to like actually having to sit in the classroom structure and like be up all day and do stuff like that. So like, he's not taking the transition well, like at all. He don't even want to be there. Like he don't want to go. He didn't want to go the first day. He tried to leave the other day.
What you mean leave? Like walk out to school?
Yeah, like he went outside. Like the counselor had to like chase him down the hallway and he went outside. I don't even know how he got outside. I thought you're not even supposed to be able to do that. But he ran outside and just like sat on the steps because like he don't want to be there.
We normally worry about intruders, not the kids trying to escape.
Yeah, that's Ash though. Ash, when he don't want to be in the situation, he gonna get up and go. Lil Dre actually, he will be starting school coming. He just his school hasn't started yet. So with him, it just was running around trying to get uniforms, and man, uniforms is like dumb expensive. I mean, I guess it'd be expensive buying regular clothes too, but like uniforms pricey. Like you gotta shop around, and I'm not really like the shop around type, so I'm gonna go where I first. Cause me and his mom, I had went to. She had sent me the list like of the stuff he needed, so I'm like, all right, cause she went and got some stuff and then like what was left over, so I'll just end up going to Flint O'Hara to get this stuff, and like man, the price was like way expensive, and she was like, yeah, you could have just like went to Kohl's and got that and then got this from over here, and I'm like, man, I wasn't doing all that.
Right.
But so spent way more money than I probably needed to spend, but yeah, that's it.
So your dad life week has been filled with back to school stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So trying to get the schedules down packed and do all of that, pickups, drop offs, and all of that. So yeah, back to school is an adventure.
So you definitely full-fledged parent. How's dad life for me? I don't know, man. I'm a little burnt out.
For real.
I'm just being honest. Like it's been like the summer has been a little bit of a burnout.
Right.
Juggling work, the kids, husband responsibilities, the pod. Like what I mean. I'm a little burnt out. Just trying to. Because if you know me as a person, like I always just put my best foot forward and everything. So it's like, yeah, you only can if it ain't maintainable,
Right.
Like, that's a word. I mean, if it's not maintainable, like, eventually it's going to, be taxing on you.
Right.
And I think things have just started to get taxing on me. But like, I've been trying to free my mind because I know I'm gonna make I'm getting more work at work, and like, this ain't getting no easier. It's getting more popular, and people want more
Right.
content.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So it's like I was kind of like coasting to hopefully catch my breath to get ready for the next stage.
Right.
And I just been feeling a little burnt out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I be wanting to escape. I go to the water, fish a little bit, escape, go to the gym, slam some medicine balls, and you know what I mean? Like, just tired, bro. To be honest, just tired. Like, it's like I'm on that routine, that roller coaster of this is what we do every day. Like, it's the same ride. That same peaks and valleys of the day, same thing. So I've been a little burnt out. So I just been trying to like recalibrate and get ready, because we got like big plans headed towards the end of the year. So
whole nother push.
So from a back to school standpoint, my kids are still in daycare. Manny did move up classrooms to pre-K. And what I'll say about that was that like he was selected to go first out of his normal class.
Right.
So they picked all the kids that was going to have the hardest transitions to go first. And Manny was in that batch of kids. And I think he initially was excited to move up, and then he realized they weren't moving up together. And that was different for him because now he got to like make new friends, and kids are like 5 and he's 4, and that's like a difference. And, they've been in there, and,
he like the new kid in the class.
He the new kid in the class. They don't know him. They, they don't want to play with him. And like the feedback we was getting is like, yeah, man, Manny does great. He plays by himself. And it's like, my son don't play by himself.
Right.
My son is like the center of attention and friend groups. So I knew something was kind of off because the feedback we was getting wasn't like
what you're used to.
What we used to hearing. So like, and kind of find out like, it's like they was older, so I guess they might have been saying little fly things to him, and his feelings was hurt, and like he was just separating himself, or his mom real good like to check in with him every day, like, yo, who made you happy today? Who made you sad? And it was like these recurring kid names. Yeah, somebody said something to me. Somebody told me to shush. And it's like, oh, yeah, you the young boy in the room.
Right, yeah.
Like, So it's just a different experience for him. Dog. And it's, to be honest, I'd be less worried about him. I'd be more worried about his mom. You know what I mean? Like that she gonna.
Her anxiety.
Yeah, like she gonna go up there and like, who's telling my baby to shush? Stuff like that. So I'd be having to be like the calm, peaceful parent. But, and then also, my daughter is a bully, bro. And she moved up classroom. So she's out of the infant room to the in between 1 and 2, I guess. And she's the baby in her classroom.
Right.
So, and all the other kids can talk and tell you what they need, and my daughter can't really express herself that way. So, she's she hits people, and I got to bite her out of all the kids this time.
Right.
So my daughter's biting people. So it is funny because like she bites us. So like it's not like I think they lying.
Yeah.
Like there was an incident today. Oh man, what happened? Osa bit somebody on the arm. I'm like, wow, that's cool. That's thanks, because she just bit me yesterday on the cheek.
Right.
You just hovering flesh too close to her face, she gonna bite you. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a fact.
She real beautiful, but like, yeah, she definitely
gonna bite you. She gonna use them teeth.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. But her transition outside of her hitting and biting has been. I think she's really blossoming, man. It's a blessing to watch her like. Her mom take her pictures and her doing her hair and her outfits very seriously every day. So,
listen, presentation is everything.
The girl that looked like a princess is going to be the one to take flesh out your skin.
Yeah, but yeah, let's I just wanted to, since we like on the topic of school, I just thought it would be like a good idea for us to just have a conversation about like. Where you, like, if you was looking to buy a house, like, where do you rank, like, the school, like, the school district, like, versus, like, safety proximity to hospitals, what else is in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Like, and that ranking of things, because it's a list of things when you go to buy a house. Like, it's a whole, checklist.
Yeah.
School district would fall where for you?
Yeah, it's easy for me. First of all, you gotta like the house, right? So like we had to buy something that we actually want. However many bedrooms, amenities, finished basement, deck, yard, like the actual physical of the house, not like what we can transform it to.
Right.
Right. So like that's high on my list, is that it actually is the home we want.
Right.
2 would be, it's modern, bro. Like I want a modern home, like the house I live in now is like over 100 years old. So like all 100 years worth of like renovation or like rigging it up to just still be maintained.
Right.
Versus this is just this is like new structure, new foundation, new joists.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want a modern house. Like I'm not really looking at a house that ain't, like the 80s is kind of late. Like the 80s is almost 40, 50 years ago now.
Right.
So when I say my house is like 1920s, like that's nuts. And the whole Delaware County is like really old like that.
That's a fact.
Outside of the new developments, of course, right? That run you $600,000 for a townhome. But we ain't gonna talk about that. So like, first of all, it has to be the house I want. Second off, it has to be modern. And third would be, it has to be safe. And then fourth would have to be, the school district has to be rated or like respectable. Like I need like 7 and up, bro.
Right.
Like 7 and up, that's about, where I'm at. So I say it's fourth.
True that.
So fourth, like it ain't first, right? I can't be like I'm gonna live in a crap house, but we go to the best public school district, and then we still have complaints because it's public, right?
Right.
But it's not second. Like because when you buy a home, like when you buy a crib, like what is it, 30 years, bro? Like it's 30 years.
Yeah, we try playing on not making it 30, but it's definitely 30.
What's your ranking on that? How high up does this?
School district, it always been like a big thing for, like it'll probably be in like the top 1 or 2.
So first of all, we not even gonna pick the house if we like it or not. It's like,
well, yeah, I mean the house definitely had to be something that I like, but the school district is very high on the consideration of thing because it alters where we gonna go. It alters, to me, it alters your price point. Like I think to me, like when I'm going through that process, it factors in to how much I'm willing to spend on a house. Because like if I really like the house, but the school district is then now I gotta like consider putting my kids into some type of private school that I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket for. So now if that's a monthly expense, that's gonna somehow have to get factored into my monthly mortgage.
Right.
So that's really the trade off for me. So it's like you might find a house that you like a lot, but the school district not be what you want, but you're not gonna spend a crazy amount of money on it because you're going to have to put these kids in private school, and then that's going to be a monthly expense. It's just another bill.
Yeah, I feel like it's always give and take. Like it's nothing that's like perfect, bro. Like
Right.
Anywhere that's like the school districts are worth anything, the prices are stupid high. And then it's like people say stuff like, go down Delaware, you get like more space for your buck, and then it's like, well then tell me where the good school districts are in Delaware now. Like tell me the ones that are rated 9 out of 10.
Appoquinimink.
And how far is that from here? From your job?
Hour.
See? You're talking about, now I get the best of all worlds, but my commute is an hour. Now you got to factor in your
Right.
your gas and your mileage on your car. Like, you know what I mean? Is you leasing? Is you own it? Like, is you got a car note? Like,
right.
It's life is that way. I think this is a good example of how when I used to counsel and stuff, I used to be like, life is give and take. Life is like nothing's perfect. Like we talk about it in marriage. You're always playing off of something. And Deem always say this is like, if I know my weaknesses and I know like my limitations, it's easy to be like, oh, this is perfect for me because this doesn't bother me. Right? You could pick that house in Delaware, and if that commute don't bother you, you won.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's hard to be like full circle. You know what I mean? It's hard to be like just everything is just sunshine and roses. Like it's not.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have a trade off. But you know, I don't know. To me, like it always was like a big thing because like I've been having kids my whole adult life.
Right.
So at no point was it ever like I could just think about moving somewhere where like my kids weren't in consideration of
Right.
it. Like you got to take that into consideration at all times, especially like even like you know how like Lil Dre is like Lil Dre like to me like he just wouldn't survive in a public school setting.
Mm.
He's just not that type of kid. He not he's just not like that edgy of a kid to me.
No, it's just it brings me to a whole side topic, right? Like I went to public school from K to 8. I did charter school, which is technically public school still for
Right.
9th and 10th, and then I went to Catholic school for 11th and 12th. So I'm not really like a Catholic school kid, but I went them 2 years to play football, and like in public school, like without like really ultra applying myself, I excelled in honor roll, like A/B honor roll. Like I would get in trouble for getting second honors.
Right.
Like what does this C? Like Caesar's average, right? That wasn't with, and that was like my mom just doing the basic, like, hey, sit down, do your homework, I'll help you. And then it was like when I got to Newman Goretti, and it was like, yo, you coming over here from here, you not in honor classes, you haven't earned that. And to be honest, I would have flunked because the requirement of that level of schooling was just so much more than what I came from James Alcorn and Amaya or even prep charter.
Right.
You know, it just took more. All the Asian kids was in that class. You know what I mean? Not to single
Right.
nobody out, but like it was just like the best students. Like like the best
Yeah.
students was in the honor class. Like my man Terrence was in some honor courses. Like it was hard to stand in them joints. So like getting track 2 and track 3 was like mid tier. Like that's where you was at. It's just the difference in like being the smartest kid in public school and then being like in honor classes in Catholic school. Like it's
Right.
like you ever hear people like say like I come take a test and I didn't study and I passed. Like I was doing that at public school. You know what I'm saying? With like little cram before. I know what you're gonna ask, keywords. You ain't trying to trick me into questions. Bum bum bum, knock it out.
Right.
No, it just required a different level of like academic like structure.
It's definitely it's more so how you know like what you was conditioned to like you know
Right.
like if you start off in private school Catholic schools the whole time it gives you kind of a leg up because the curriculum is going to advance in that way.
Right.
Whereas though like if we in public schools like the curriculum is less than so like once you jump from the public school to the Catholic school they already on this trajectory. Like they've been doing this for this amount of time, so they just stepping it up every level.
Right.
We might not, being in a public school, you probably don't reach the heights that you reach in a private school. Like as far as like curriculum, like different. Like I feel like we only had, man, most public schools. I can't speak for all. I ain't attend all, but like I didn't go have Spanish until high school.
Yeah, 9th and 10th grade.
Yeah, I ain't had Spanish until high school, but you like Lil Dre been in Spanish for the past 2 years since like 6th grade. So like it's just starting it earlier. So then like by like with anything it's repetition. So like if you keep doing the same thing over and over, you know, like you're gonna be able to put blocks on top of it and you know step it up and ramp it up and stuff like that. So I just think that just the type and also just like when I was talking about him being edgy, like the type of kid he is just he don't blend well in certain settings. So like he's more of like smart kid.
Right.
Like he's not quote unquote like street savvy. He's not savvy enough to like navigate them situations that you more likely to encounter in a public school. That you know how it is. You go to public school, like it's smart kids in public. It's smart kids everywhere. We're not even going to say it like that. But you got to have a certain type of savvy about you to be able to navigate all the stuff that's going on to be smart, to maximize in a public school.
Right.
Like you can do it, but it's going to take a lot different effort for you to duck all the pitfalls and the peer pressure and the stuff you might fall into,
Right.
you know, to get to where you're trying to get to in a public school.
And you know what's crazy? I think that's as parents, that's what we're trying to duck, right? We putting the kids in all these activities and we want to be these better parents than we had. And it's like I feel like our parents did the best they can, right? And it's like it was our job to navigate that. Like I feel
Right.
like I always been I was super smart, win all the awards in middle school kid, but somehow I was still good with the kids that might be knuckling every day at the school or in street beef. And it was
Right.
like how did you navigate that, Lou? You know what I mean? And that was for me to figure it out. I didn't get no pass in that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like as a parent now, it's like I don't even want Manny to deal with that for real. You know what I mean? I might find it useful, but his mom may not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like his mom probably trying to just skip to, let's, double down, quadruple down on some science. You know what I mean? So you could make something of yourself. But it was like that was a part of growing up. And I think as parents, we're like, our generation is so big on like, being successful, and we skipping over that. Like kids are the most cruelest people to each other. Like how they talk about each other, or like my biggest fears be like your kid saying something to they knowing something about your kid that your kid don't know. Like somebody telling Manny about his situation. It's like, yo, I will overheard my parents and I'm talking about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They cruel. Like I remember like going to Virginia and somebody was like telling one of my cousins like, you adopted for real. And it's
Right.
like, whoa, like it's things you'll never say as an adult. You got filters and stuff. Kids is cruel. Like your mom ain't even your mom.
Right.
Like imagine somebody saying this on the
Start
playground.
going crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that level of what is it, cyberbullying, peer pressure, regular bullying, like it's stuff I don't even know how you teach a kid how to navigate that, because kids are gonna go through being more influenced by their friends and stuff, and believing their friends and wanting to be cool to their friends more than be cool to you.
Right.
So like I know we want to skip over and be like, yeah, man, he's in science and math, and he's in swimming and golf, and he's going to Spelman, and like we want to
Right,
skip
but
to
you
all
got-
that. But he has to learn how to blend. He has to make friends. He has to stand on his own in his social groups. And there's nothing you can really do as a parent to like really help them navigate that.
Right. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Whether it's the same thing. Like you hanging with the wrong crowd. In reality, how without moving,
Right. Yeah. How you gonna control something like
without
that?
changing schools, like these drastic things. Like what are you gonna do about that?
Yeah, that's true. You kind of walked me into something else that I wanted to like touch on. So like, how you feel about like school uniforms versus not having to wear school uniforms? Because you kind of touched on that, like with the bullying and stuff like that. Because like, like Lil Dre in the Catholic school, so they got a uniform. Everybody gonna have on the same thing. We gonna be wearing the same thing. Nadia, she go to a public school, so they don't have a uniform. She actually, it's funny because when she was in a charter school and they had a uniform, and then she moved to a public school and they didn't have a uniform, and she was so excited, like, yeah, I don't got to wear the uniform no more. But now it's like a certain level of upkeep, because like you want to look a certain way. Like her mom has to remind her constantly, like this not a fashion show, but she's not going to go to school, looking a certain way. So it's like
That
you
joint
become more concerned about that than school.
that joint a bill. You complain about buying uniforms, cool. You buy uniforms maybe once a year. You might refurbish something out if it gets too damaged or stained. But imagine like your kid having to be the freshest kid the whole school year.
Yeah,
Like that's nuts.
yeah. That's how she think.
You know what I'm saying? Like now that bill is gonna be a million times more. How many pairs of Jordans and sneakers and butters for the winter? Like it's not the same as just putting your kid in a uniform.
Right.
But like I remember like kids, every school obviously every school don't have a uniform issued, but like you being singled out in public or in the streets or catching your bus,
Right.
oh they from that school, and like that was a thing. Like we gonna go pick on them, like
Right.
that was a thing. But from a financial standpoint, man, I'm not trying to do the fashion show every day.
Yeah, it get like that. Like it's funny just seeing them like at such a young age, like already like I gotta look, like a certain way. Like I gotta look like this. Like I can't like. Nadia probably was picking out her outfit for the first day of school for like 2 months, like all summer. Like I'm gonna wear this. I want my hair to be like this. Like first day, it's gonna look like that. Like that's just how she carry it. That's how she is. So like, it's just funny because like when it like with Drake, like Drake's really not into that anyway, but he don't really even like have an option because it's like you gonna wear this, like this what you gonna have on, this what it's gonna look like, and it's definitely a lot simpler. And I know like I remember like when we kind of transitioned like in Philly, like from like not having uniforms to like having a uniform, like that was like when we was like going into high school, like started like just like uniform shirts and probably like some Dickie pants or something like that. But even in that, like it brought kind of like uniformity to the situation, so like it's not, you don't have that competition like, oh, you got off-brand things on, and like that's a whole nother thing that you had to combat.
I feel like it led into other things. It's now it's your accessories, it's your book bag, it's the
Right,
laptop, it's
yeah.
I got an iPad, and it's another way to show that you got some other status outside of you got the newest sneakers on and your fit is crazy.
Right.
So like I guess it leans on other things. It's like, hey, y'all catch the bus and my dad pull up in a Suburban to get me.
Yeah, true. They gonna figure it out.
You know what I mean? It's still another level of status, It just may not just be physically and then how they dress.
Right, that's a fact. Before we get out of here, though, I wanted to like touch on some of your things. Like, what you think is like different between like how it was when we was going to school and like how it is now with like the kids going to school. I know your kid's not really in school yet.
Mm.
I probably could jump in though. So like we was at the it wasn't even a back to school. It was too early. This is like a meet and greet for the teachers, and like the first day of school and like a little introduction thing. So one of the new things that since COVID happened, they have they give out laptops for virtual learning. So like while we was in the meeting, they was like, yeah, here's the laptop. You go home, you could do your work on it. Also, just to do your work on it. But they was like, yeah, and then we'll have like virtual days. So like, it's like they'll have like if it's a snow day, like if it's snow, it's gonna be virtual. Like like we had a snow day, we chilling, like we on ice, we ain't doing nothing.
Right.
We going outside, going make some snowmen, throw snowballs, do whatever. Like they like no, it's gonna be virtual school. Which is crazy too, cause like they was talking about this. This was actually Ashton's class that was talking about. And I'm just thinking like in kindergarten, like there's no way I'm gonna get this boy to sit in front of this laptop.
That's a fact.
Like it's no way. So like it's like drastic. It's like things that are different now. Like they have like a different standard.
It's crazy because I compare that. Obviously, my kids are in daycare. The daycare is open or closed. That's just what it is. But pickup and drop off has been modified from COVID, but I don't know. I don't really see much change at my level. I just see people coming to pick up their kids.
Right.
And it reminds me of work. It's like I had COVID over the summer at some point, and it was like if it's that bad, like you got to take your sick days. Or you take unpaid time off, or like there was nothing in place. It's like, hey, you already remote and work from home.
That's true.
It was already like you ever, in my head I imagine my supervisor just simply shrugging and putting her hands up like, what you want me to do? You got COVID. Like, you know what I mean? You have the best working situation of everyone. You live in your home state, you work remote, you jump on, do your work when you got to do it, and that's really was it. So it was like, if you really that sick, then you just do what you would normally do if you were sick.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I don't know. It's funny to hear that that's how they're going to operate snow days.
Yeah, like this.
I used to go get to $1 and go out here and shovel 20 houses for $20.
Oh, you're gonna be on that laptop virtual, and it's even crazy with them because like, man, like they shut schools down before the snow hit the ground.
Yeah.
Like we used to be looking by the window, like trying to see, like, dang, how much snow outside. Like I wonder if they're gonna close. We won't even know till the morning. So you still going to bed regular time, and then like in the morning, like, oh, we don't got school. Like they be knowing the whole day before, like, oh, I'm staying up all night. I'm rocked out. It might not even snow tomorrow. There'll be no snow on the ground. School
I think they be more cautious because like people getting stuck, people can't get home, people can't get to you, can't get to picking the kids up. It'd be a lot of. Like, it's a lot of moving parts with a school outside of the staff, the kids, the maintenance team. Like, you need to, like, I don't know, like, we get 52 faked out all the time with the snow coming or not. Like, the
That's
weather,
what I'm saying.
The weather people, it's hit or miss. But the reality is we ain't been getting pounded with snow for a minute. Like we ain't really
Nah.
had like a real crazy. We get like dumped on maybe once a year now.
Yeah.
It might be cold from like October to March, but it be like it don't be a blizzard out of the
Nah, that's a fact. Yeah, and even the first week of school in Philadelphia, they because they went back early. Of course, pre-Labor Day, a lot of schools been doing that. But the first Tuesday and Wednesday, they got out early for excessive heat. And we ain't never get out for that either, yo.
Yeah, bro. It just things. We are the
It's the information age.
yeah, we are the
They
test.
done let us die, yo.
I always say we the test dummies, bro. Like
They done let us die, bro.
like going through stuff first, bro. Like even like with football, how many people, God, R.I.P. But how many people have like died from heat exhaustion and heat stroke before it was like, we shouldn't be doing 3-a-days.
Right.
we shouldn't go from being off all summer to hopping in 3-a-days. Oh, let me do heat acclimation, where you get to like run around in the heat for 7 days and your body can start to regulate. Like how many people had to like,
how many people had to check for that?
and football is such a macho place, bro. I hate to always bring up sports, but it'd be like my biggest lessons in life. Oh, you soft, you cramping up, you can't run out here in the heat. But if I check, y'all gonna all be sad, fired. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all that. Like it's crazy. Like, but like now they got heat acclimation for a week. You're going to be out there in helmets and shorts for a bunch of days. If you do 2-a-days, there's only a padded practice and then a t-shirt and something practice. There's no like full pads all day. We was full pads 3-a-days at Newman, bro. 06. You know what I'm saying? Dean out there clotheslining his own teammates on the field. Like it was serious, bro.
Yeah, it was different. It's just a softer, you know what I'm saying? Softer times, bro.
2-hour break between. They ain't even serving us lunch. We gotta bring our own lunches, hoagie, soggy on the side.
It's softer times, gang.
Bro, you can't even say kids is soft these days. You can't say.
I mean, yeah, you can't because they out here acting crazy. But
you can't. No, not even to the kids, but like you just can't. Like it's just a whole different thing, bro. Like even like I feel like I be like I gotta like tone down me. Like when I'm dealing with my kids in public or around other people, it's like I gotta tone myself down.
Soft generation.
You gotta bring yourself down.
It's a softer time,
bro. I feel like every authority figure, not just like cops and stuff, but like teachers and principals and coaches, like everybody was so intense growing up, except for Coach Steve. But even like Steve would get serious, and it commanded respect. And it's like now we in an era like you can't do that. Like you can't.
No.
Like what you mean? Like you got kids walking up talking to people saying, hey, what's up? Lou, not Mr. Lou or Mr. Mobley. Like it just ain't no. There is nothing. We had.
It's just a different. It's the
bro.
They didn't. Twilight Zone, bro.
They didn't. I don't know. Equality.
Yo, chill, bro. Yo, I want to appreciate all y'all for tuning in. The support has been amazing. Yeah, bro, we going
we out of here until next time.
We out of here until next time. We see y'all next week, man. We coming.
All right. Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
More than a dot, more than a dot.